Let's see, looky there. That, I believe, is a cellar spider. They're really, really benign. There is no way they can hurt you. And really helpful little guy in terms of getting rid of bugs and insects. Okay, he's feisty and definitely in a hurry to go somewhere. Let's get out of my hands. All right, we're going to release him. Okay, so we're talking about today spider bites and is there a home remedy? So that's what we're going to do. If you're new to the channel, what we do are wilderness medicine videos, keep you safe in the outdoors if you get injured, how to take care of yourself, and we throw in some gear reviews here and there. All right, so I have actually in the last 4 weeks some questionable spider bites. Now, when I say questionable, I've talked before, the only way you can really diagnose a true spider bite is if you see it bite you. However, there's some very telltale signs of what they look like, and the history is extremely important in gathering that information to make that diagnosis. In reality, 99% or 98% of spiders in the United States are really not medically relevant. All spiders are venomous, but either their fangs are too short or too small, or the bite is just an allergic reaction and you have a histamine response, not a big deal. So I'm going to show you first, this person stuck their hand in a glove, this lady did, and she was gardening, and she had this bite on her finger, and it did blow up to show some little vesicle blisters, which were removed by a colleague of mine. And then I saw her a few days later, and she's doing great. But anytime you see little blisters around a bite site, that's fairly indicative of a spider bite. And the mechanism of injury, putting your hand in a glove. This definitely wasn't a wasp or a bee. So that's important. This next photograph is very pronounced. This individual was trimming his bushes and he felt something on his ankle and he felt the bite. And then the first picture is 3 days later and you see the blisters. Then about 3 or 4 days later, it gets worse. I had to put this guy on 2 antibiotics and I put him on prednisone because it looked like he was also having an allergic reaction. And it looks very ugly. In the history, I asked him, because he didn't see a spider, but he was basically trimming bushes during the daytime. Do any of your neighbors have exotic species? Do they keep spiders, snakes, whatever? Now, this clearly isn't a snake bite, but I've been asking that question a couple doors down. His buddy has tarantulas that he raises and has some baby tarantulas. This is not necessarily a tarantula bite, but it is very indicative of a spider bite. So this gentleman had an infection. It was warm. He had lymph nodes up in his groin that were swollen. Those went away after about 3 or 4 days of antibiotics. So he had 2 or 3 things going on with this bite, an infection and an allergic reaction to that bite. And he got much, much better on prednisone with the antibiotic. So is that a spider bite? Boy, everything points to it for sure. All right, so now we're going to talk about what are home remedies that you can do. So you're going to take household baking soda, Arm & Hammer. You're going to put a little bit on whatever, and you're going to drop a little bit of water. I mean, it really doesn't have to be much. 1 or 2 drops is all you're going to need. And you're going to make just a little bit of a paste or a poultice. And you're going to put that on the wound. Now, here's the key. And put that on the little bite area, put a Band-Aid over it, you're good to go. Now, here's the key to this. The thing is this for spider bites? This is for any bite. This is alkaline. You're going to put it on the bite. It's going to help stop the itch. You can also get an over-the-counter steroid cream. That'll work fantastic. You can take a Benadryl. You can put that on there, on wherever you're at, if you have one in your pack, and you can definitely take that and you're going to basically Do the same thing that you did with the baking soda. So you make a little powder, you put a drop of water, you make a paste, and you can put that right on your wound. Now, if you're allergic to the red dye, clearly you don't want that. They make Benadryl tablets without red dye. But this is what's important. You're going to see all those videos about home remedies for spider bites. Spider bites are very rare, and it's really a non-issue. So if you put the paste on, it's going to help with the itching. You can also take some antihistamines by mouth, but baking soda works, diphenhydramine works to make a paste, and it works fantastic. But for the most part, spider bite reactions are the same as a mosquito bite or anything else. The venom, oh my gosh, you get bit by a wolf spider or a jumping spider, it's a little pinch, you get a little red bump, and it's a non-issue. Fear of spiders is what induces this drama. And I probably get every month 2 or 3 individuals that come in scared to death they got bit by a spider of some type. Now, there is a guy on YouTube, Jack's Wildlife, young guy, late 20s, early 30s, who actually lets himself, like Coyote Peterson, get bit by a variety of venomous species, including black widow. Yeah, he's doing it for drama. It's obvious. I enjoy watching him, but I'm here to tell you that he jumps out of his lane and gets into the medical aspects too often. Drives me a little nuts. But I support his channel because he has good information about not having people get frightened of a lot of these venomous species. Now, he had recently had, or I think it was last year, and I'll put it below, a brown recluse spider. He allowed it to bite him. So this one episode, the vast majority of brown recluse spider bites, I mean the vast majority, are not an issue. But he fails to mention some very important things. That is, he's young, he's healthy. If the person is elderly and they get bit, if they're a child and they get bit, if they have an autoimmune problem and they get bit, the reaction is going to be different. Where on their body did they get bit? The venom of the brown recluse is very lytic to adipose tissue. So the concern is that, yes, it's a non-issue. You don't have to be that scared of a brown recluse. But it also depends on who's getting bit, what is their past history. Those are very important that was not mentioned. Nevertheless, Jack's Wildlife, I think he's doing a great service with the drama. Stay in your lane, Jack. You do a great job. And he's really trying to educate the public that not to be scared of these critters. This is a patient, I'm going to end with this one, that was bit in Peoria. He worked for the National Guard. He gave us complete permission. I posted this before. He was bit by a brown recluse on his thigh, and it's very dramatic. It surfed the web. They took it from us. And this individual has this wound on his thigh where he ended up needing some reconstructive surgery, and they did a graft. And he did great. He did awesome. But it just goes to show that not all brown recluse spider bites are totally benign with a benign outcome. All right, guys, I hope that helps. So that is a couple things you can do at home for spider bites. All right, guys, now we're going to do the giveaway. All right, the winner. We're going to draw, I think there was 9 names total of the water bottle. Reach in here and grab. It is, my hat back on. Scott Donlin. I think he's north of the border. All right, guys, you know what to do. Scott, congratulations. You can contact me through Instagram or Facebook with your address. I may have lost it, so redo that, and I'll get it mailed out as soon as possible. Till next time, keep your eyes on the horizon, your face to the wind. Stay safe out there.